What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first ever Tap Top 10. In this episode, we're doing our top 10 racing games of all time.
Top 10.
These are games that we grew up playing. They run the gamut from the old school to the new school, so we hope you enjoy the selections that we picked. And I think it's safe to say, Al, that we're pretty happy with the ones that we made.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
10. What the Fast and Furious did for tuning culture in movies, Need for Speed Underground did in gaming. Being the first serious reboot for Need for Speed, Underground offered up a bevy of customizable imports and let the players participate in a wide variety of events, including but not limited to drifting and drag racing. Need for Speed Underground would spawn a direct sequel, but also put other racing games on notice, showing that players wanted to trick out their rides and express their individuality while tearing up the streets. 9.
In the 90s, there was no other racing game out there with such a pure sense of speed. The futuristic level design and vehicles were eye-catching. You could also feel that the difficulty was intensifying with each and every race. The later levels came to a point of being uncompromising, but there's something to be said for that when compared to the racing games of today.
8. In comparison to the other selections on this list, Daytona USA might seem out of place or at a disadvantage, but let me quickly correct that notion. Daytona USA is probably one of the most influential racing games ever made. It engendered an incredible arcade community that inspired the design of so many other titles after it. Not only did it have ports on the Sega Saturn and Dreamcast, the definitive version in my opinion, it showed that arcade racers had value alongside its simulation brethren. It is truly a special game and we owe a great deal to it. 7. Hot off the heels of the popular Dreamcast entries, the Tokyo Extreme Racer series brought its blistering, nail-biting highway racing to the PS2 with Tokyo Extreme Racer Zero, and the series never looked or played better. With more of the famous Tokyo highways to explore, the player experienced an unprecedented level of agency not seen in the previous two versions, making it a must-play for early PS2 owners looking to get their import tuning fix. 6.
Mario Kart 64 is a classic in my eyes. It was the series' first attempt into 3D, and the multiplayer applications were unlike anything available at the time. Having 4 players built into it from the start made this a party sensation. Combined with more intelligent level design, Mario Kart 64 transcended its SNES counterpart, showing fans of the series what was possible for the incredibly popular Mario spin-off.
5. With 3 prequels under its belt, that's right, I'm including Metropolis Street Racer on Dreamcast, Project Gotham Racing 3 had a lot to live up to, and it didn't fail. Bizarre Creation's stylish racer swooped onto the Xbox 360 with grace, and not only did it look gorgeous, it took the patented PGR formula to the next level. It showcased the raw power of the Xbox 360, giving players a glimpse into the future of what to expect from HD racing games, not only in graphics, but how next gen would amplify the player experience. And also, who doesn't love kudos? 4. The Forza series was known primarily for its simulation circuit track racing and incredible customization options. Playground Games took the Forza series in a bold new direction with Forza Horizon, ditching the more serious nature of Forza for a more youthful and vibrant feeling title. While still building upon the series' core elements, Horizon knocked down the barriers of conventional track racing, giving the player a huge sandbox as their track in the pristine Colorado countryside. This gave players an unprecedented amount of freedom that was coupled with responsive arcade-style gameplay and a killer soundtrack. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait for the second one. 3. When the PSP launched in 2005, the system had a lukewarm lineup, but one of its standout titles was Ridge Racer. The Rail Racer arrived in true form and took full advantage of the PSP's then powerful hardware, showing that graphical parity between the PS2 and PSP was possible. Besides its technical accolades, Ridge Racer had a vast selection of cars and tracks spanning the entire Ridge series, and has what is considered one of the best soundtracks in any Ridge title. Ridge Racer PSP is a proper example of both form and fan service. 2. Prior to Forza 3, the series felt like it was in stasis, but that all quickly changed with the third entry in this now iconic racing franchise. Forza 3 asserted itself as a serious competitor to Gran Turismo by bringing a brand new graphics and physics engine to the table, coupled with a huge roster of beautifully crafted cars and tracks. This made it a benchmark title not only for future Forzas, but all other racing games that followed. 1. The Gran Turismo series has always fancied itself as the ultimate driving simulator, and Gran Turismo 4 is the closest it's ever come to honoring that moniker. With an enormous selection of cars and tracks, the series has never shined brighter. Gran Turismo 4 took everything that Gran Turismo 3 did and made it better somehow. An incredible feat if you ask any fan of the series. Gran Turismo 4 is not only one of the best PS2 games ever made, it's one of the best games ever made, and that's why it's our favorite racing game of all time. So there you have it, folks. That is our top 10 racing games of all time. You know what we like now, but more importantly, we want to know what you like. So sound off in the comments. Let us know what your favorite racing games of all time are. You can give us a list, you can give us 1, 2, whatever you want to do is cool. But also, share the video with your friends. Let them get in on the conversation. We want to know what they think as well. And as far as everything else goes, this is Tap Gaming, and we're signing off.
Lights out.